I don't wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Excellent.
You want to do another?
No. You have another one?
No. That's good. That was long enough.
Shannon, thank you very
Wow.
much for
No
opening the show.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks, Shannon.
Man, she's a ringer. What's going on here?
Who knew?
No, so where are we, Carlito? We're at Speducci.
Where's Speducci, buddy?
We've had enough Speducci that we should have been
We
here
never
a lot.
have enough.
It's true. We never have enough. So across the table from us, we have Rob and Rosie. What are we going to talk about, guys, today?
What do you want to talk about?
We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about construction. We're going to talk about food and construction. We're going to talk about the world, what's going on. We won't get political. We don't care about any of that stuff. We care about food and construction. That's what we're going to talk about. So
I like politics.
No.
No, not tonight.
Keep him away from politics. We don't want that. So we're right inside the shop. The shop is closed. It's after hours, right? So we're behaving. We do have some vino on the table, which is totally fine.
Here in an Italian restaurant is going to happen.
It's going to happen, and it should happen, is all I'm saying. So let's get these little credentials here. So at Speducci on IG.
Yep.
You guys on Twitter as well? No?
No, we don't tweet.
We don't tweet? Facebook?
No.
Facebook, yes.
Okay, cool. All right. And then it's www.speducci.com, and get a hold of you guys. Go through Rob, right?
Yep.
So Rob at speducci.com, and the phone number is 416-244-27...
242.
Oh, I'm sorry. 242.
Man.
You were telling me
27?
when everybody was at. So 416-242-2777.
Yes.
There we go. All right. How do you want to get started with?
Well, I think everyone has a construction bone, so why don't we see what
Ask
their
them.
construction bone is, guys?
Do you guys, Rosie, do you have a construction bone? Anything that you want to pick on?
Something
The
that
price of
really
lumber?
bothers you.
Sorry?
The price of lumber going up?
That's a good one.
I'm just doing some renovations in my house, and I've been notified that I better hurry up and get my you-know-what done because it's going up.
What stage you at the house?
We just passed plumbing stage, and we're working on final structure, and next week we're installing HVAC.
So you're in the mechanical, rough mechanical.
Yes.
So they're chopping up all your wood right now.
Yes.
Yeah, the HVAC guys, eh? The beavers in the
I love
construction industry.
There's things that need to be done before the HVAC guys come in, and they're not doing anything until certain things get done. I'm like, let's just get it done.
So the bone is basically right now in Canada, we're paying $7.30 for a piece of 2x4 by 8 foot. $7.30.
So what was that 6 months ago?
What was it? Under 5, wasn't
Well, I just priced out a deck, and I'll just do some exterior prices. I know that I'm paying $57 for 6x6 at 10 feet now, and it was $42 about 6 months ago.
So what's going to happen is you guys being clients, we're going to come back, and all of a sudden our lumber package is going to be twice, eventually triple, and we're going to have to pass the cost on to you guys because we can't absorb it because we will be losing money at that point.
Well,
That's the scary thing.
Yeah, it's not worth working anymore at that point, right?
So how do you go back then to re-quote something that's already been quoted?
You can't. So,
You can't.
And even if you submit it into any of the lumber stores and you put your package in, they have to still honor that price at the time. But you have, I think it's 30 days.
I'm not sure about that.
I think it's 30
That's a good
days
question.
like that you purchase it. So as soon as you lock it in that price, you get it. But if you lock it in later on, then you're gonna have to pay that extra. And if you've already submitted your quote to your client, most people that submit quotes to clients, they have a 30-day period as well too. So this price is only good for 30 days.
It's like a game show. Are you locked in?
It is. But I mean, do you want to go back and absorb that extra cost?
Well, it's funny because 6 months ago, the gentleman that I just quoted for his deck, I quoted him about $7,000 cheaper. So he's now paying $7,000 more just for
the wood.
a time frame.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you can find the wood.
And if I can ask, why the increase? Like what's happening in the marketplace?
My
to
understanding is that
create
the
this-
mills were shut down during
so they're
COVID.
on backup.
Yeah, they were shut down. They weren't producing that. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm also hearing another thing.
What?
You are
Uh-oh,
right.
Here we go. Political.
Well, it's the truth. Most people have taken that check, so they're not working.
Yeah.
So they don't have the labor force that they once had. We have the trees. We just have to cut them, dry them, produce it, and get them out. So if we don't have the workers doing that, and there's a whole bunch of checks going out for people to stay home. We're not going to be able to get that product out to the customer.
It sucks.
It does.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys were royally hit. The whole hospitality suite was royally hit.
Yes, significantly. I mean, when you look at our business model, we had, 76 seats in the cafe. Plus, we did overflow, as you know, in the back room.
The back room there.
And then we had our catering division and we had our special events division. And all three of those business revenue streams are depleted. Like, they're gone.
Just
Like,
stopped.
They're gone. I'm at 22 seats now in the cafe in seat. But Speducci was such a place when you came in, you'd sit with people you didn't know,
Yeah.
which was the community of this restaurant. And people would share food and share a bottle of wine. And
That's amazing.
And that atmosphere, like when you go to Italy, you're like literally sitting on top of people when you go to restaurants.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. You just talk to the people that are beside you. And so much networking and so many business opportunities came within that atmosphere. And it's a little sad to see like a table of two and another table of two, and they're not, forming this.
But
this
it's great to see
atmosphere
that
anymore.
you guys actually survived through it, because I saw it through the very beginning where you had the lineups or the barricades or whatever you want to call it, and then people would come in and it was a certain number of people,
Yeah.
and then there was hand sanitization everywhere. But now it kind of still feels like a normal place.
We're trying to make it feel that way and also look that way. So if you look around, you're still going to see the hand sanitizer, you're still going to see the tables, but we've distanced them. You're still going to see, the open kitchen concept, the butchers behind there. My staff are amazing. I can't say enough about them. So we're just not there yet.
How was the transition for you, Rob? Like, we started this fiasco in March.
March
and
16th.
We're coming up on October now. I love seeing the pumpkins here.
Right. Keep in mind, I'm only about a month old.
He's a baby.
Oh,
here.
you're a newbie.
He's
I
a
am.
newbie.
I am. I joined
Hasn't been
Rosie.
Speducci-fied.
I joined Rosie and the team just at the end of August.
Okay.
And I come from a catering background, but predominantly a retail background. So I spent 21 of my years at Pusatteri's, director of catering, deli specialist, and then I went off on my own, got back into catering, and the catering world really came to almost a standstill,
Yeah.
as Rosie had said it. And I was ready for a change. The stars aligned for me, and I met her. And here we are.
And here we are.
Here we
and
are.
And you can see like the
I can see it.
significant
I can see it.
changes in
Yeah.
such a short period of time. It's
I
incredible.
love that you guys are embracing that. You're trying to make it normal. You're trying to
Really.
still make it normal. And that's what we want too. When we want to go to our suppliers, we want to go to and run our businesses. We get it. Everybody's wearing the bat masks. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I get that. And we all have to do it to continue it, to stop the spread,
Yeah.
because it's getting worse now.
Yeah.
But we don't want to deal with the second wave. But it's going to happen.
And speaking for the contractors, we spend most of our time negotiating and dealing with other contractors in places like yours. And
Exactly.
we'll spend an hour to 2 hours, and that will make a relationship for life. What I'm finding is that I'm almost having to pack a lunch now, which I'm not used to, because the lineups are just too long. By the time I get in and get out, I can't even eat anymore. I have to go back to work.
The lineups are happening because you can't have that many people in the establishment, but the lineups are also happening as well because in the industry, and it's not just food and beverage industry, I'm sure you guys are seeing it as well, is that the labor force is not what it was. So we're doing our best to let's get it out, let's get it done. We try to be proactive, get everything ready, like pre-service, and then boom, lunch comes. And we're just, we're moving.
This used to be like the hub. You would come in here and pretty much you could throw a rock and hit a contractor.
Yeah.
You would hit us, and they would be
It's
pissed
that
off
what
by
they
that
throw
rock.
at you?
Or an
They throw rocks
architect,
at
or an
I'm wearing a hard
engineer.
hat. I'm wearing a hard hat so I don't feel it. Okay?
Oh, wait, she said the bad word, architect.
Well,
No, just joking.
No,
just joking.
no. We like those tourists. They're great. No, but that's how I remember Speducci. It was just like, it was just this hub of construction personnel inside here. And you could always bump into somebody and talk to them, pick their brain and talk
Yeah.
about this idea, talk about that idea. It's slowly getting back, which is great. Yeah, it's
Well,
interesting.
But you said something really important, Rosie. That connection between the humans is almost gone. It's almost you're afraid to who can you touch, who can you come close to, and that takes away the whole eating atmosphere. Because the way I've been brought up is food is made with love.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you share that while you're eating, and I feel like it's so taken away from us, right?
Like we'd have a salami board on a table, and there'd be 6 people at a table, and 4 were together and 2 were not, and the 2 would be picking off the other people's salami board and going, "Oh, you guys got to try this." And it's just that's the way that this place was, and we'll get back. Everything has an end.
Yeah.
So obviously
This can't continue.
It's not, and I always say, guys, there's an end to this. We don't know when it is, but there will be.
And until that end comes, we're going to make it the best.
How is it for you, Rob, coming in? Like, you're coming in at the worst time in history to come in to try something new.
Or it could be the best time in history.
No, it's true. That's how you look at it.
There's
It's
lots of
perspective.
opportunity right
It's
now.
First of
perspective.
all, I love a challenge.
Good one.
And second of all, I think the expertise that I bring here in respect to what we're doing and pivoting this whole communal table being gone and bringing in all this retail, I kind of bring that to the table, and doing it in the last month has been so much fun. Not only that, the response from the customers, oh my God, I would have never imagined it to be so great.
Has there been an upswing? Have you guys seen or
yes.
Has there? Really?
There's been
Rosie,
an upswing in the glasses.
There's food on the table now.
I got to keep my boys happy.
Well, Rosie, I think
you know
this
how
is
to do
more
that.
for you to verify, but like we're creeping up to pre-COVID numbers.
We are creeping.
Really?
We are creeping. And part of the reason is we're not staying open later at night right now, so we don't have that. We had such a huge dinner service here, and we're not seeing really the numbers for dinner service right now. People want their food. They really want to go home. And now that, the past couple of days, the numbers going up, it's just... And now what's happening in the news is, the doctors are, kind of pushing forward to, go back to non-essential services being
Level 2,
right?
yeah.
So going back to that. So for us, we're just like, do we bring people back? Do we reopen and stay open later? Like, we're in this vortex of not knowing exactly how to manage and manipulate our schedule.
Can you tell us the plan? Because I want to get into more of when I got into construction 12 years ago, coming up on 12 years, we're the same age, but he's been in construction a lot longer than I have. I remember it was coolers with a sandwich in it. Sandwich maybe in a little slice of mortadella inside of it, and that was it. Maybe some cheese, and that was it. And then you'd have a pop. That was your lunch.
Wow.
I know, eh?
No, I never ate like that. I always ate
Well,
like
give me
6
a break.
sandwiches.
You eat like this.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's so
Extra
many
large
options,
everything.
right? So I want to get into all these options where these guys can come to a place like yours and get all these options and actually have a proper lunch for the week. Like, I'm always dumbfounded about how a lot of these young guys will just go and buy. I don't want to say the curse word here that starts at M and ends with Donald's. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to deal with that.
disgusting.
I'm just saying that they'll do the fast food when there's actually better food, because I think you were saying it off mic. You were saying that you feel better.
You do.
Work better.
100%. You put good things in your body, good things are going to happen. If you eat bad food every day, you're going to just start to feel bad.
Oh, and by the way, this show is brought to you by McDonald's.
But it's right.
No, it's not.
If you drink every single day, it's going to creep up.
It will.
It's going to show in your face. It's going to show in your mannerism. You're not going to get the sleep. So for me, having the food that we have here and being honestly spoiled, like we are spoiled here. We do lunch for the staff every single day, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, it's amazing.
You take some of our fresh bread home, our fresh buns with some of our sliced cold cuts.
Ugh.
That'll be the best sandwich you've ever had.
Fresh bread every day made?
We make it every
bake
day.
Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
So-
even the gluten?
Yep.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, the pizza dough. We're not doing the
I'm
buns
sorry.
as
I'm
much
sorry.
right
I know
now,
that.
but
I know he's.
Do you have to be European to
He's-
appreciate
Yeah, but
fresh
you can-
bread?
Listen, the gluten pasta here. I'm telling you, Carlito, you
What do you
gotta
mean,
try.
the
it.
gluten-free?
Yeah, the gluten-free
gluten-free.
pasta. Sorry,
Yeah.
the gluten-free
Yeah,
pasta.
I don't know. That's a new generation thing. I don't know what you're talking about. so.
Dinosaur.
We didn't have allergies growing up, did we?
I don't have allergies
I'm not,
now.
I'm not eating it because of allergies. I'm just saying that I'm eating it because I'm seeing somebody that has to be gluten-free. So then I started eating it, and I'm like, it's actually really good.
I think it's because you're getting older, my friend.
No.
Our pasta, you can't tell the difference.
I
When we
can't.
started making
I
it,
can't.
I don't know, 2 years ago, they gave me a plate of pasta to try. I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Like, yeah, that's
Tastes
our
exactly
gluten-free.
the
I'm like,
same.
are you kidding me?
Wow.
I'd even go as far as saying that it tastes better. That's just me.
The
but-
gluten-free?
Well-
Yeah. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, well.
Well, you're Croatian. Go
love
ahead.
bre-
Go ahead.
I
Rip it
love
apart.
bread. So in Croatia, I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. My father and my uncles would go out hunting for birds, And I would have to
These-
ride
these-
in
these
10
little
kilometers.
rabbit hole
I'd have to
stories.
go ride in 10 kilometers on a bicycle, or I'd steal
Barefoot.
someone's tractor. And I'd have to be there before 6, because if you didn't get fresh bread, you wouldn't have fresh bread for the rest of the day.
Oh.
So then the rest of the family would be upset. So I love bread. I think we should do history with Manny right now.
So I was going to tell you, I didn't surprise. So we have these little segments that we do. And since I was so busy this week, I didn't do a history. I want our listeners to start giving me some history facts. We normally bring up something about history and construction. I just was too tired and too busy. I didn't bring
I'm
it
so
up.
disappointed.
I'm sorry.
I actually look forward to that myself.
But I will give out a couple of shout outs, because I had the Alchemist _ Carpenter reach out to me, and he was actually complimenting our podcast. He was saying that he loves listening to it, and he actually wants to hang out with us. He figures that he'll be a better contractor if he hangs out with us.
That's true. People, places, and things.
He actually said me, but I'm just saying.
But
that's
I
just for-
I don't think he knows who you really are.
That's what I said. It was a really nice compliment, so I really appreciate that. And then I also want to shout out to one of my guys that's working with me. So modern.times.renovations, Julio. He just became a daddy today.
Aw.
this
Congratulations,
morning.
Julio.
And
Congrats.
he was always worried about taking time off work. I was going, dude, you're making a family. Disappear, go be a family man, and then come back. The work will be there, right? So he had a baby this morning, a baby girl, which is great, right? I just wanted to do those shout outs. That's all. So no
Nice.
history. Everybody reach out and give
Well,
us some
I'm
history.
going to do this for everybody. Boo, Manny.
What is
How's I
that?
eat
What
some
is that?
pie?
Well, he puts so much into history with Manny, and something so interesting always comes up that you would never you'd be like, wow, I didn't know that. And
So, stuff like how many creations
useless
there are in
information.
Canada. Rob, you're not
man.
creation, are you?
Sorry?
You're not creation, are you?
I actually am.
Hey, I love it. Finally.
Finally, you got a second creation on the show.
Oh, he's drinking. There's going to be trouble.
It's normally Portuguese, Italian, because it's construction, right?
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
the only creation. No, that's not true. You're second, third creation. I know.
Second.
Yeah, in construction.
Why do you look so serious when you say that?
No, it's an ongoing joke, because I make Portuguese jokes. He makes Croatian jokes, so it's ongoing.
Okay.
So, Rosie, you're going through construction.
I am.
Uh-oh.
A whole new build.
It's a rebuild.
It's a
It's
you're
a tear
gutting
down
everything.
rebuild. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that experience?
It's a lot longer process because of COVID. So there's some issues that came up that we had to stop right during this. So, 6 months behind. It's a fourplex, so it's significant, not having that rental income. But we are getting through it. I go there, at least 3-4 times a week and talk to the guys and help them out as much as I can in understanding and trying to figure out where things should go. And I'm looking at them for advice and obviously guidance. And they're doing the best for the job. They're looking at this as their own personal project. And the guys that I have on site are so passionate about it. One guy will not leave. He won't go. He's there 6 days a week, and it's his thing. It's his baby. He's I cannot wait to get.
What trade is he?
pictures of this. He's the GC on site.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's
he's been learning so much from Eurodale Developments. They're the architects, and they're
Okay.
there every day, kind of guiding him on.
Wow,
on
they're there every day.
They are there every day.
That's something new.
Yeah, a big shout out to Jim. No, honestly.
No, I'm serious. I've
they
been in this
are-
business over 30 years. I don't see that every day.
Either Jim or Brandon will show up to that site every single day and ensure that the codes are met, the fire codes are met, the walls. They talk things that I'm like, how do you guys know? They're a walking encyclopedia. So a shout out to Jim and Brandon from Eurodale, because honestly, they've changing my life with this house.
So it started when?
November 2019.
Man, you can't talk
I'm
'cause he's eating bread.
I'm at Speducci. I gotta eat. And then
And I have to feed people, so
I know.
there you
So
go.
it's
You're in the
perfect.
house.
It's a perfect relationship there. What was the plan? How long did you plan to actually do the construction?
A year,
And that's going to turn into what now?
2.
2 years. 2 years of going through this stuff, huh?
Yeah.
That's stressful.
Yeah, but again, like anything, there's an end, right? I know there's an end. There's an end to the pandemic. There's an end to the house construction. It's, when you think about what's going to stress me out, why am I getting stressed out? Because I know that there's going to be an end. So it doesn't help me to be stressed out about, lumber going up. I can't control that. Let me control what I can control and deal with what I need to deal with on a daily basis.
So
there's
this
no
sounds
point.
like a high-end fourplex.
It's going to be high end, yeah.
It is downtown Toronto.
The Junction.
Okay.
Should we tell the guys?
great
I love
spot.
the junction.
Should we tell the guys what you're doing with it? Can
What, can you let that out of the bag?
Can
No,
I
I
give
think
them
that-
my name for it?
What? What's that? What are we missing here?
Oh, this is interesting already.
This
I
is
know.
getting good now, isn't it?
I know.
Look,
What's
she's
the
turning
trouble?
red.
What is it? What is it?
It's going to be called the Tinder Fourplex.
Oh.
You know that we're the construction Tinder, huh?
Now, you know,
That's what we are. We keep on
Triplex
introducing-
would have been a little bit better for the Tinder. But 4 is a good way.
No, but she's going to live in one of them.
That's amazing.
Well, the nice thing is that the city, about a year and a half ago, and I'm sure you guys know, have issued laneway suites.
Laneway homes.
So I'm converting the garage to a laneway.
wow.
So you're doing the house
amazing.
and the laneway.
Yeah.
So basically, you're doing a 5-plex.
Yes.
But
No.
tell them how it's going to work.
No, why you? How does he
on.
know so much and we don't?
Tied at the hip every day.
We're with each other almost every day.
Okay, Rob, spill the beans. Spill the beans.
Actually, that's not true. I am, and I've been saying this to the team here. I'm removing myself as much as possible from the operations, letting the team sort of run.
Why do you make that decision?
Well, there's other things that I need to work on. From a, I always say if you're working inside the business, you're not working on the business. And I'm working inside the business a little bit, too much to not drive sales and not drive, people to Speducci. And if I'm here, on the floor all the time, then I'm missing opportunity to bring new customers in.
That's a serious point. That's so true. That's like huge in construction. People
Yeah.
are so stick on being on the site, doing the work, and not realizing running the business.
Well, you end up losing opportunity.
Yes.
Right? And there's opportunity within the people that come to Speducci every single day, but it's up to us to go and talk to them and say, hey, what are you doing? What event are you having? What birthday's coming up? And to drive those sales within here. It's kind of a catch-22 in that
I love
perspective.
that.
Well, I always find myself when someone like yourself, gets to make someone feel like a family member. Those are the places I always go back to. I like that, special feeling about someone saying, oh, hey, how's it going, Carlito? And, you feel a little special. You feel like you're at home, and it feels great to have that, right?
Yeah, and I honestly know 90% of the people that are walking in here. And I know if somebody's new, I'm like, oh, they're new. Let's give them a little espresso, a little grappa in there, get them to walk the counter.
So next to being nice to your contractor, what are the worst parts of that project? Like, what could you have changed knowing what you know now?
That's a great question. Oh, you know what? Nothing.
Wow.
Honestly, nothing. These guys are amazing. I can't say enough good things about them.
I wish I had customers like that.
I feel like the architects that have had my back with Brandon and Jim from Uradale, they're invested with me. Like, they really are. Like, I don't know what else to say that's bad. Nothing. COVID. But I know I'm not the only one in that boat. So
Everybody.
I can't even say that that's a bad thing because everybody's in the same shit.
Well, Manny, your business has really exploded in this whole.
Oh, I thought for a second
academic.
there was a joke coming.
No, there is later on.
No, and I know off mic I did say that COVID's been good for construction. It's been really good for construction. But I gotta eat. I know you gotta drink and eat. I don't know why you're not eating, man.
I gotta get
Because I have to talk.
But we're at Speducci. Where are you disappearing to?
I'm getting napkins for you guys.
Oh, okay. So Rob, tell us about, because since the last time I was here, there's been a significant amount of changes here.
Lots of changes.
Thank you.
More product coming in. Just making it a better shopping experience. Making it into, like, you come in and it's like you want to stay. You want to walk around. You want to. It's almost like, what can I buy next? You know what I mean? It's.
So what can the contractors come in here, what can the guys do? Like, they can come in and ask for what?
They can come in here and have a sandwich in and out within a 5-10 minute period. Take out.
Well, if you're
boards right there.
Croatian, it'll only last a minute.
Lots of takeout stuff.
Has business now, Rosie, that you're back? I really want to know because you've got the history of the company. How has Uber and other, little delivery services, has it helped your business or nothing?
We don't third party.
You don't do that. Okay.
We absolutely do not third party.
Very personal then.
And there's reasons for it. First of all, when Uber comes or Skip the Dishes come or whoever comes, I don't know what happens when they leave my door.
Wow.
So I don't know if they're going on 3 deliveries, 5 deliveries, 7 deliveries, and that pizza is now sitting. It came out here fast, fresh.
You're right. You could lose business from that.
And if it's their first experience having a pizza from Speducci, that's not what I want it to be.
Well said.
I know.
Here you go, guys. That's what's going to start bringing our stuff around City of Toronto.
Look at
So-
that. And it's a Sprinter van.
Yep.
Well, they're showing us a picture because it's a podcast. No one can actually see it but us. But
But you
that's
guys can.
fantastic.
No,
yeah.
but I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Branded.
and plus the service charges. Like, we're a restaurant. The margins are already significantly low, and then I'm going to pay 30% for Uber to take a pizza, and
Yeah.
that pizza now is going to cost a customer $22.
Wait a minute.
It's crazy.
Let me paint the scenario here. You telling me with that new van that you guys are just setting up right now, I can put a call in for food and bring it to my job site?
Eventually.
That's a great idea.
Soon.
If we know ahead of time, like
Wow.
if you call me at 9 o'clock in the morning and you've got 30 guys,
Yeah, like Fridays are the day that I normally want to spend. I won't make
because you're going to
food.
know ahead of time,
Exactly.
and we
But
can
if
do
you know
it.
ahead of time,
If I've got
No
a busy
problem.
day on the job site, I got a lot
Done.
of trades on there, and the client's really
Just-
happy and they want to do something.
Manny, just to give you an idea, last night, Rosie, 6 p.m., one of my clients
Yeah.
was going to have 10 people in the office, sent me a text what he wanted.
Done.
11:30, we had the van there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No,
So-
we make it happen. We don't sit on our laurels
I'm
here.
just,
we
I'm like, the
make
wheels
it
are
happen.
spinning. So what's it going to cost me to do that?
Cost of food and
Lumber.
So you show up with food and I give you some lumber.
Better
There
get that sile, Manny.
the bartering begins.
You know what?
Wait a
Deal.
second, wait a
Deal.
second.
I'm down with
You
that
better
deal.
ask her
No,
what kind of
no,
wood.
no.
What kind of wood?
Regular grade 2 spruce, okay? No, that's actually
No
really good.
MDF.
No,
I'm just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding. No, we
when-
need the
when-
cash flow. We need the cash
No,
flow.
no, no. When is that rolling out?
If you told us right now that tomorrow at one of your sites you want sandwiches for 20, done. We'll be there for noon.
I love that, man. Honestly, I love that. Because that's
100%.
where the digital age of construction is going. Like, I really love that we can basically make a phone call or shoot you an email, set it all up, and get it
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah.
I think one of the big things, and the one thing I can say, I know I'm only a month old, but I've said this to Rosie. I said this to.
I love when you say that. Facial hair.
I
like
keep
months
looking
old.
over and I'm like, what?
But coming here, even though I've been here such a short period of time, I feel like I've been here for 5 years.
I know, it's crazy.
Coming here, the family here, and being with Rosie and the team is unbelievable. I've been in this industry for 35 years.
Wow.
And coming here, probably one of the best experiences yet in respect to how quickly and how we jive and how things just come together. It's almost, we kind of have a joke. It's like she can look at me or I can look at her. We both know what we're thinking. It's like,
Hilarious.
That was
just go.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. It's been
It's awesome.
really good.
I'm curious, where did the name Speducci come from? Like with Speducci? Like where did that come from? Was
great
it a
story. No.
was it a barbecue? What was it?
No, it was after about 2 bottles of wine up north. And we're talking about the name.
No meat involved in this conversation.
Just to give you a little bit of background, I was at Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment for almost 10 years. One of the few people that were involved in the build of real sports from like pre-build. So my history and whatnot comes from Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and it kind of career came to an end there. And I had this opportunity to take over this place in what you can see is when you're driving up here in the middle of nowhere, but it's not the middle of nowhere anymore.
Not anymore.
We've made a significant mark on this corner. Anyways, long story short, I had the building, but I had no name, and I'm like, oh my god, Stecchini, Speducci, Rosticini, all these things, and then but the creative juices start flowing. We're like Speducci. I'm like, check.com. Nothing was taken. So we have like Speducci.com, Speducci.
Amazing.
CA, all the acronyms
How
of
long
the
ago was
Speducci.
that?
2014.
24. Oh, so it's still new.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, I love Speducci.
Thanks.
Well, usually whenever I go to my farm, when I go up north, new friends that come up, mostly mangiacakes, they don't know what that is.
And they eat them like potato
So at
chips.
first-
Can you
so
can you
they're at
explain
first-
what a mangiacake is to the U.S. listeners?
So it's someone that's not European or outside the country. They're Canadian. So we call them mangiacakes.
Gotcha. Born, raised, bred, everything.
That's right. So I'll bring them up to the farm. Nobody wants to eat lamb. So everyone's kind of like weird when it comes to my mangiacake friends. And then I'll tell them it's chicken. So I won't tell them what it is. So, I got a Speducci barbecue. And
They believe that?
and
I
I'm,
was
eat,
gonna
I'm
say,
eating them.
it's white and
Well,
red. Okay.
after a couple of
Tell 'em
drinks,
it's
you can
beef.
make anyone believe anything. So I'll give them some Speducci fresh off the barbecue,
Nice.
and they're hooked for life.
Yeah.
So every time I say I'm going up north, All my friends are like, Speducci?
Okay, but hold on. I have a question.
Yes.
Are you buying your Speducci from here?
Of course.
You know what? I will be now.
No, so I am, and
I
she knows
understand
that
you.
I am.
Unfortunately, I didn't even know it was here. And I
What?
live downtown.
Well, that's,
Really?
yeah, you live
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah, like I live at Bathurst and Bloor. I'm in the annex, and I'm like,
Rosie,
just
we
around
got
the
to do a
corner.
Speducci care package for him when he leaves tonight.
Done.
But I'm a very old school guy. I've kind of been loyal to the people that I've kind of grew up with, and I just never left home.
You
I
still live at home?
No. I'm saying
Oh, thank God.
Prison will do that to you.
no. I'm saying like you fall in love with a place, and you kind of just stay loyal to them. You have a relationship, and it's home.
Yeah.
So
You know who brought me here very first time? Was Ambro from Mapei when he was at Mapei. Ambrosio Licata.
Ambrosio. Oh, of course.
He was
What
like,
a
listen,
great
I'm going to
guy.
bring you to some place. And I was like, okay, whatever. We're going to have lunch. I was like, let's go. And he brought me here, and it was jam-packed.
Yeah.
And then I ate the food, and I was like, why haven't I known about this place? I don't understand this. Why haven't someone told me about this place?
We keep it a secret.
Is that what it is?
No.
With the bright orange colors all around the corner when you come around the corner here on Milford? Yeah, okay. So we're at Speducci. We're inside the actual market. We're at Speducci on IG. We're at www.speducci.com. You can reach out to Rob and order food for the job site for all the guys.
Why not?
Bring sandwiches, bring pizza, bring pasta, bring everything.
You got it.
Perfect. Slicer? You just slice the meat right there on the site.
That'll take. That's a 48-hour notice.
So Rob at Speducci.com, and the phone number is 416-242. 242?
242. Yeah.
2777. What else do you want to talk about?
I want
there?
to know: is there like are you guys thinking about maybe making a romantic date night room or a spot
No.
for couples?
No.
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 I'm just wondering because I have date night every Wednesday.
Now, do you
No.
understand why
We
you
can
think
put you-
construction
we'll-
and not
We'll
hospitality?
put you in the curing room.
Hey, is there meat in there?
There is.
Well, you have to remember back in the day when everything was communal seating, Valentine's Day was not a big night for us.
No.
Because we cannot offer tables for two because we maximize our seating.
Right.
And you'll be seating with other people.
It's a
Isn't
table
it
for
odd?
6. It's a table for 8.
Yeah, exactly.
If you swing that way, that's a different story. But that's not how it was working back then, right?
Can't take them anywhere. What kind of conversations are you hearing when you see contractors coming in? Like you must be listening to some of their conversations. Like, is there anything that you're like, wow, I need to watch out for that one on my build, or just listening to people talking business?
In respect to contractors, me being on the floor a lot and listening to people chat, and I'm a chatty person.
You're Croatian.
The one thing I have been hearing a lot is, of course, how busy you guys are. I've been hearing. I have somebody coming in. If you want a pool put in your backyard, what are we in 2022 now? If
We're
you
in
want a pool-
2022 now.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Good luck.
I heard
Seriously?
that last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
If somebody wants
You
to
want
put
a pool? Dig a hole and let it fill up with water from Mother Nature.
Because that'll be
that's
faster.
That's exactly it.
I heard that last week.
That's exactly it.
crazy.
Yeah, but something good's coming out of this. Do you know what ICF?
I can have a natural pool
Do you know what
instead
ICF is? You're hey, you know what? Maybe we should get a shipping container over to this place. One thing I feel is Canada's behind in construction. I really don't like lumber for a home. I'm a concrete guy. I like styrofoam. I like the old European ways.
Wait, has that gone up?
No, this is what I'm leading to, is that people are talking about wood and how expensive it is and how it's changing, but concrete prices aren't going up. ICF isn't going up. That's staying at a playing level. And the return on that is 100 times better in thermal break, insulation, R value, mass, structural value.
It's more expensive, but it's actually
No,
a
it's
better way
not.
to
It's
build.
actually cheaper because you're not doing any framing. So you're knocking out the structural.
I wonder during these whole COVID days if that's actually going to start to persuade people to do new ways of construction.
Well, it's not new ways, Manny. It's
No,
just ways people haven't been doing
New
it.
ways of the industry, because everybody's so used to timber framing.
That's right.
They're not used to concrete or ICF and going that route.
And
right.
are you seeing a lot of commercial upgrades and renovations, or is it a lot of
That's
residential?
the one segment
That's
that
not
has been
moving?
hit really hard. And I get it, because the problem is that everybody's at home. And they're finally realizing our home is not really a home. That's the issue. So they're realizing that, you know what, my job, I can work from home, but I don't really have a space in my home. I could set up in the kitchen, but then I've got the kids and everybody yelling in the background. Their home isn't really their home. So you're getting a lot of people wanting that outdoor space, or they can disappear there, or an outdoor shed or something like that, or a designated office space in the house.
Are you doing offices in homes a lot?
Yeah, that's
Are you
there's
soundproofing them?
all those conversations are coming up.
Soundproofing?
Yeah, all those conversations are coming up.
For sure. But to me, what your home is your home. It's not your office. There's got to, and
Plus,
I get
you're not
where
productive.
that's
You're not productive at home.
I could
You're
never
not.
work from home. Oh my God. I would
but
find a million
I'm the
things to
same.
do
Wow.
and never get a thing
You would
done
do
if I worked
everything
at home.
else but what you
work.
have to do.
I would never do it.
know.
Agreed. But some people are the complete opposite.
Yeah, I'm a shoemaker. My house never gets anything done. Everybody else's house is always completed. My wife always says to me, "You finish everything for everyone else. You never do anything for me." And
Oh,
I'm
you're
like,
the shoemaker
Damn.
because you have the worst shoes.
Same. I would wander. I would. Oh my God.
well, for me coming home, I wanna be able to relax and shut off what has happened all day. I don't want that to affect me at home anymore. At one time I did, but I'm not into that anymore.
But I also think in the people that are working at home that have a choice to go back to the office, I think it's important to recognize the fact that if they don't go back to the office, that employer or that industry will find a way to not have you come back to the office. So you're going to make your
True.
job either redundant or it will go overseas.
You know, it's
And it's
interesting.
happening. I'm seeing it. I'm hearing it. It's crazy
I
what's
totally
going
believe
on.
it. It's also interesting that I'm getting a lot of clients that will reach out to me, and I'll do the site visit. So you schedule that site visit, and you come on board, and you hear a lot of key words, and like things like privacy and soundproofing and tranquil. We want this master bath to be something that we can walk in and be very, very pleased with, and just feel great about it. There's a lot of more sensory being put into the questions regarding how we want to construct things before COVID. Because before COVID, it was just like, make it look beautiful and just make it work, and that's it.
But now you're tapping into the other senses.
That's exactly what's going on, because they've been stuck in their homes for so long.
So they want another space.
And they're realizing that their bathroom fan is like a ticking time bomb. So it's like so loud, and they're realizing that we need a quieter space.
It's funny you say that, because every time I go to someone's house, I'm like, wow, when are they going to do a renovation?
But the funny part,
washroom's ugly.
to add to that, guys, the same thing is happening in our industry. Here. People are coming in here. They've been stuck at home. They're not going to restaurants because they're either number one afraid or number two can't
True.
get in because of the limited seating. They'll come in here. I have people say, "I just want the best olive oil you have. I want the best balsamic vinegar. What's the best steak that I can put on the barbecue?" Because maybe they were used to going to restaurants, but now they want to do it at home.
At home. And they're outdoor. So we'll renovate it. You guys will feed them.
Well, I think this
We
is
should do every renovation you do. We should put a care package together as.
I love
When
that.
they're done.
Don't tell
I
him
love
that.
that. I love that.
I was already looking at him while he was talking, and I was like,
I love that.
I know why you wanted to come here, because he knew he was going to get pizza and drink.
No. Rosie, did we talk? Sandra?
Never.
No.
No.
Nothing.
Manny's one of the most humble people. He would never ask for anything, and I guarantee you'll
No,
try and
but
pay for
once
this
you
before
offer
he
him,
leaves.
he'll eat everything.
Don't worry. There's a line that hates me. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
But you know what? He does have some of the best renovation parties. So like he'll get to a certain stage, and some contractors kind of hide what they're doing. It's a very open book. He'll
Oh, I've seen.
He likes to
I've
show
seen
people
his,
what he's
Monday
doing,
morning-
how technology's
Monday morning
changed,
videos.
new materials being used. But then he'll bring in some great foods, and like I'll just go there not to talk to Manny, but to eat his food.
to eat. I like introducing, especially to the youngins, because the youngins are always going to that.
We should do a porchetta sandwich afternoon once.
So, what are you guys known for here? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Wow.
What are your real things that
There
you're
isn't
known
one
for?
thing, Carlito.
Well,
There
let's start.
isn't one
Let's
I
thing.
know,
start with
but let's
number
talk
one.
about that.
Let's start with the name. Our Speducci, by far, crazy. I think next we're going to go and get into our beef.
You know what? Can we tell the listeners? Maybe there's a few of them that don't even know what Speducci is. It's
Yes,
can
we should talk
tell
about
them what
that.
it
That's
is
true.
and tell them the proper way to do it and how to handle it. Like, can we?
It's meat on a stick.
Yeah, but
No, it's more than that. It's not just meat on a stick.
And
It's
you're
more
right,
than
Manny.
that.
It's more than that. You have to have the proper barbecue for it.
You don't.
It-
I disagree with that.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't.
oh.
You do not have to. It's good to have it. I don't have one, and I nail my Speducci every time on my
How do you do it, Mark?
Rob.
Sorry.
Is this glass
How many
empty?
times have you said Rob is
Third
wrong?
glass, sorry.
my
Rob,
God.
how do you do it, Rob? Why did I say Mark? Oh, I know why. Never mind. How do you do it, Rob?
On the barbecue.
Really? But not with the grill, not with the Speducci grill.
No, I don't have a Speducci grill. So on
Really?
my barbecue, I'll either hang the sticks off the side or I'll make foil paper little things so that
the sticks don't
so that
burn.
the sticks don't burn.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
I just fight it before it burns.
Well, wait a second, though. I think something really important needs to be said here. We can't use propane. It has to be wood or charcoal. Like, if you're... like, for me, it's day and night.
Listen, if you're in a pinch and you want to get it eating soon,
Yeah.
Charcoal,
you can
charcoal's
always-
next level. It's next level.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it. We all agree. Okay, we all all
Listen,
agree? at
when
the
I go
table?
up north-
charcoal. But if we're in a pinch, we want to get eaten right away.
When I think Speducci, it's like the most important thing I'm going to eat the whole weekend. I'm not even kidding you. At the very end of the night, everyone's feeling good. Everyone's, enjoying each other. There's music playing, and I'll just put out the charcoal, and everyone will be like, Speducci.
What's coming?
And everyone's standing
But
around.
you
Like,
smell
honestly,
it. You smell
when
it.
I have my barbecue going, guys are talking. They're on the couch.
Yeah, I get it.
They're
It's
just
not
all over the
It's
place.
the experience too,
But
right?
when I pull out the Speducci, the guys are standing right beside me, like, "Hey, is it coming off? Can I have some?" The
And
salt's coming out.
They can't wait, right?
Have
That's
you
the
ever
thing
done it
about
with our salt? With our bolognese salt?
I'm totally
No.
taking you up on this. This is going to be the
No.
challenge,
No.
the Speducci challenge.
You're gonna lose your mind.
I don't want to do a challenge. I'm gonna tell you how to do them even better.
Okay.
You already do them good. I'm gonna take you to the next level.
Okay, I want to hear this. Coming from a
Tell
Croatian,
us.
I enjoy
Tell
this.
us.
No, you cook them the way you want, but finish them with our salt.
Done.
Chef makes a bolognese salt that will take your Speducci to the next level. Wow. Every single fresh herb you can think of, fresh garlic, blended with Adriatic sea salt, it's phenomenal.
And just for Manny, since he's Portuguese and he doesn't understand, where's the Adriatic?
I don't understand. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I had
I'm
to,
leaving
Manny.
here with that salt. I'm leaving with that salt here.
You're both gonna leave with one.
Yeah.
Manny's had it.
No, it's
I know,
funny
I
you
have.
say that
Manny's
because it is the salt. Like when you put do you put the salt on while it's cooking or after?
While.
Nice.
Always.
At
Just
the
like a
very end?
steak.
No, while.
While
it's
it's
cooking.
just during their whole.
Yep.
I'm a finishing person myself. I like that because I like the crunch of the salt right at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask you
Everybody's
guys,
specific about
what are
their-
you guys planning for Thanksgiving?
Oh,
Canadian
perfect.
Thanksgiving is coming up.
No, hold on. So Thanksgiving, we do boxes for
Okay.
Thanksgiving. So we have the traditional Thanksgiving box, and we're doing an Italian Thanksgiving box.
So the mangiacake Thanksgiving box.
We're gonna call it mangiacake. Should we explain what mangiacake is to our U.S. listeners?
I think we've explained it to somebody. I don't know if we're offending anybody. but
there was something involved with cake in
technically
it.
speaking, you are a mangiacake. Technically speaking.
Technically, yeah.
You were born here.
Yeah.
So
I
was I.
wasn't.
Were you born here?
No.
Oh, were you born
Ah,
here?
I was.
So
You were
we
born
have
here too?
I
We have
was.
3 mangiacakes.
Am I the only immigrant?
You're the
Yeah.
only immigrant at the
Wow.
You
Okay.
First,
Immigrant.
So quickly,
We're all people.
having a good time.
Yes.
Some hungrier than others.
Man, the pies. That's actually really good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I haven't
totally
had that
going to
one.
eat
So
that
it's
when.
a little bit of truffle.
Yeah.
And then our salami,
The
which
salami
is
and the tomatoes.
How many words I
Man.
can't even count. And then the fresh tomatoes.
So I don't know if you caught that, but our salami, Gabe's salami gentile, probably has won 3 Diamond Awards, which puts you in the highest. Does everybody know that Chef Gabe is the only, help me here, the only salumi
Salumificio. No.
sommelier?
Yeah, sommelier.
He is the only salumi sommelier in Canada.
North
What does that
Ameri-
mean,
in
North
please?
North
America.
America.
So you know a sommelier gets
Wine.
status of what? He has that in making
Salami.
Salami.
Wow.
I didn't
It's
know that.
big. Yeah, it's
Only
big.
person in North America.
Is he
Yeah.
Italian or German?
No, Gabe is from Ravenna, born there, came here 25 years ago, started making salami for his family when he was like literally 5 years old. So when he came here and he opened up a restaurant, he couldn't get the salami. He's like, what is this? This is not good. What is this? What is this? So he's like, he started making it himself because he wanted the flavors of his family and the tradition of his family. And that's how he started making salami here. And then he had a salami plant. And it is by far the best salami that you will have. I mean, you can just try it. It's unbelievable.
No, it's amazing.
So we've won awards for his salami over the years with the meat within the meat industry.
How does he get that status? Like, is there a whole he's got to go through?
He got certification.
Well, he went to Italy, got certification, and he's at level 2. And I think there's 3 or 4 levels, so he's at level 2 right now. So when he can go back, which hopefully will be next year, he'll go back and do his level 3 and. The more accolades
I want to
the
hang
better
out
it
with
is.
him.
I'm telling you, it's very traditional. Like it's the way that it's supposed to be made, right? It's not this massive production. It's done by hand. It's done by love, and you can taste it.
Have you been back home to Croatia much?
Not in a while, but I've been back.
So my family's pretty much like my father's side's farmers and my mom's side's all educated city people.
No, we were all farmers.
But I love the farm. I love the farmer's side. Like I walk into a bedroom. It's supposed to be like not a barn, but a bedroom, and there's meat hanging everywhere. And it only comes out for the guests, like when you have guests or birthday parties, and it's a special treat for everyone.
Yeah.
And we just, I would always sneak in there and take slices off. Oh God, I'm getting hungrier every minute.
You still haven't had a bite.
I know.
I'm waiting for Big Mouth to start talking.
I just love food in construction is very relatable. I mean, honestly, it's the same thing. Like, you need to have good food on the job site. I don't give a shit. I'm pissed off when I see somebody with like a piece of bread and 1 slice of cold cut. It annoys the hell out of me. It bothers me. I just like try something different. And then you know what their argument is? I don't have the time to cook.
They didn't make the time. There's a difference.
You don't have the time for anything unless you make the time.
You have to make the time. I always say that to people. Oh, I didn't have time to call you. No. You didn't make time to call me.
That's
There's
right.
a difference.
Yeah.
The best is when you tell new trades that have never worked with me that I have an espresso machine on the job site. And they're
I
like,
love it.
what? What do you mean you have it? I go, it's right there. What's wrong with you?
How many espresso machines do you have out there right
3
now?
right now. And I might have to go to
Do we have
Amazon
three-
again.
Do we have 3 Speducci barbecues in stock?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he needs 3 Speducci barbecues for his job
Listen,
sites.
I've been told to mount a Speducci barbecue on the back of the door on my Sprinter so I can open it up.
Yeah, that could
and
be dangerous.
I know. And then start cooking it right then and there on the job site.
That's dangerous.
And I started thinking
Just do a
about
trailer.
it. No, he's a trailer guy. I'm not a trailer guy.
I'm totally a trailer guy. But I did want to say something like food and restaurants are so important for us contractors, but even more for me and Manny, we would have never started this podcast if we didn't go out for dinner once a week. Like we'd find a time once a week to get together and just kind of talk about the industry. And that's how we ended up getting the construction life. And since then, now we're enjoying food.
It's really funny you bring that up because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We went out, we started talking about having conversations about construction over food. And then we realized, why aren't we
Good food.
recording these? Yeah, why aren't we recording these
But
conversations?
when you look at anything significant that happens anywhere, it stems around a family table. It stems around doing this. It stems around going out. Where did you meet your girlfriend? Oh, I met her at a bar. I did this. Like it happens within the social setting. And what's not happening right now is the water cooler at the office. And that social setting is how do you Tinder now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think we had a Tinder date here the other day, but I could be wrong. But everybody was
wow.
watching. It was pretty funny. That was entertaining.
Were they wearing masks? No.
Until they get to the
until
table.
they get to the table, and for me, if
So
you're
what
on a
nights are these?
If you're on a Tinder date, you need to drink heavily. Like you need to loosen up and have some fun, especially now, right?
funny.
So they had an order for 15 minutes, and we went up to the table a couple times. I'm like, get them a shot. Like let's get this party started.
You guys
These
are more
girls
So
excited for
it was
them.
like there was a big sign over their head saying this is a Tinder date.
Kind
It felt
of
like it.
You could
You could
kind of
tell,
tell.
right?
You know
could
what?
kind
You
of
can tell.
You can tell.
I think most of the time when you do go out, you kind of start picking out who's the Tinder.
Well, I've been in this industry for so long that you can tell right away if a table wants you to be at the table for, socializing and talking to you, or if they're standoffish. No, they're talking business. Get their order in, do what you need to do, make sure they have water and wine and step away.
So this is where you bring your Tinder date.
Yeah.
And you guys will help out if the guys can't get it going.
We'll be all at the coffee machine going, oh, that's a Tinder date. What are they doing now?
It's funny you bring that up because a lot of guys I work with are in their 20s and they're all over Tinder.
Well, how else are you going to meet somebody? You're not going to a bar.
And what's even weirder is that we're known as the Tinder of construction.
Yeah.
What does that mean, the Tinder of construction?
We keep connecting people. So we do podcasts with certain trades, and all of a sudden we'll do it another trade.
Well,
and they'll go, you know what? I want to reach out to this person.
It's not just about that. It's about trades that actually care. Like the guys that are listening actually really respect what we all have as values in this industry and how the industry should be, not what guys are doing to the industry. You know, there's a lot of guys building a bad name for us by putting good quality people on the microphone to express what should be done or what should change or how people should change to treat people and other contractors. Like we talk about being taken by contractors all the time, and we're in the industry. I've been in this business over 30 years and I still have problems with contractors.
What do you think the biggest, because I have a feeling I know what the biggest concern or complaint in the construction.
What is it?
Not showing up on time for a job.
You know what it is? I'll take that a step further. The proper attitude not showing up.
100%. And I get that shit happens.
I love when a grumpy tradesperson comes on the job site, and I love going up to them straight in their face and saying, you know what? A better attitude should have showed up instead of you. Because it's true.
Do you keep them there?
If I inherited them, I have to keep them there. If it's my regular guys are solid guys. Like Carlito and everybody else that I work with, the regular guys, they're solid guys. They care. They put a lot of passion into
team,
their work.
a family, too.
Yeah, but you get those bad apples. Literally, they are bad apples. You can tell. You don't have to squeeze them. You don't have to look for any bruises. They're just bad apples, man. And they just don't care. I don't know if they're jaded or something happened.
I want to stick up for some of the guys out there. There are contractors that have been taken advantage of by bad homeowners, people that aren't honest, don't have a real budget, or don't even have money. And when you're wasting someone's time when they have family or someone waiting for them at home, or they could be working on another quote or finishing your project, when you're wasting someone's time, sometimes you become the environment that you are, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I
what
swear.
are you doing?
I'm smelling
like, what's going on
something.
here?
I'm
What
smelling.
are we cooking?
I don't know.
I'm taking off my headset so I can smell.
I'm smelling something.
Biscotti, maybe?
Is
Why
that
do you
what it
have to
is?
take your headset off to smell?
No, 'cause I'm listening.
You know what that's like? It's like lowering the music down when you're looking for a house.
happening back there. And
I think it's on this side of the street. Put the music lower. Put the music lower. I can't hear.
Such a blonde moment.
Well, it's
That
fun.
was
It's
such a
no.
blonde moment.
There's a guy I know. He's a truck driver. Drives a dump truck, and whenever he smells something, he sticks his tongue out and goes. and he's tasting with his tongue, and I'm like, "What are you, a lizard, dude? Like, is that how you taste things?"
I think I just wanted to pop my. I don't know.
Something going on.
Such a blonde moment.
We're like 10 feet away from the kitchen, so
I think
something
they're
is
making
going
biscotti.
on.
There
Jules, what
no,
are you
there's-
making back there?
We have
Smells
a
delish.
production kitchen back there. What's
Yeah.
going on back there?
Production
Let me
thing
ask you
happening
guys,
right
what do you guys want to see change in construction?
I think you're more into construction right now than I am.
Do we
that's
still have
such a-
that stereotype, Rosie?
I think it's still out there. I do.
We still have that stereotype.
I do.
Oh,
I
if
hear,
you're wondering
I hear
what's
it with-
cooking in the back, it's
Yeah.
panettone.
Oh,
We're making our own
panettone.
in-house panettone
Yeah.
this season.
I just want to stick my finger in Manny's mouth right now. You just see the way he had his lips open like that.
Please don't. So can we get back to reality here? So it's still that stigma.
I think through no fault of your own right now, and what's happening is the backlog of trying to catch up.
we can't do anything
And you
about
can't
it.
work fast enough, and you can't get the supplies fast enough, and you can't get the labor force because there's people that just don't want to go back to work.
I can't get a pool till 2020.
There you go.
You know
22
what
and
though?
two.
So I think that through no fault of your own is part of the industry as a whole, not specifically you guys.
What
Well-
I'm trying to do is continue the lines of communication. Like there's two right now that I'm just keeping them in the loop. That's all I'm letting them know.
And I think you're right. Like if you're not going to show up at a job site, like if you're scheduled to be there at 9:00, I had a drywall meeting this morning. In case the guy was there 15 minutes ahead of time. I'm like, who is this guy? I love you. Like just him being there 15
What was the
minutes
drywall
early.
company?
What's that?
What was the drywall company?
Who?
Yeah, like what company?
Nalmar.
Never heard of them.
He's a drywall guy. So
I'm everything guy, but
But, you know, they
particular
committed.
good mutters.
They committed. They answered emails. They were on it.
And
you
they
know,
showed up and they were there.
And I had other drywall companies that were just, you know, MIA. I'm like, okay, well, if you're not going to show up, I guess you're either too busy for the job, which I totally get. But just communicate. Take 10 seconds. Send a text or an email saying, you know what, we're just too busy. We're not going to be able to handle this job on top of the jobs we have.
So the
No
overhearing,
problem. Moving on.
the
Yeah.
overhearing that we're getting right now is because we're tickling October now, and we're going into 2021. Everybody's asking me on social media, what do you think 2021 is going to be like? Is construction going to continue? I know that Carlito's expressed his opinion about it, not on the show, but just to me.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, what do you guys think is going to happen in 2021?
What do you mean by is construction going to continue?
Are we still
Shutdowns, level
Yeah.
2s, level 1s.
Are we going to go back to the very beginning in March and April where homeowners didn't want us inside their homes, but they were still signing off on pools and decks and outdoor projects?
Yeah, but it gets worse than that. The customers that did want contractors over, the next door neighbors would get so nosy that they would call the police or a special squad to come over
That was
to
a whole other...
to-
I have
like,
a friend
would.
that
you have
had-
no idea how
They
much
would.
we've been
Hold
shut
on.
down.
To your point, I have a very good friend who had a pool company come in to clean his pool back in March to open it up. The neighbors called while they were there. They all got fined, and we're not talking
what?
hundreds for being together for raking.
That was in the early
raking
days.
grass.
That was in the
That
early
was right
days.
at the beginning.
Which I never understood.
They were not 6 feet apart from
I
each
don't,
other.
I don't get. And even if you were caught on a job site and you're overlooking drawings, I don't know about you, but drawings are only 3 feet big. So if you're looking at drawings, you need to be standing within 2 meters, right?
How about golf? What was that? The most socially distancing sport out there, and you could not golf.
And they shut it down. That
And
made no sense. So whose plan was that all about?
I don't get the whole golf thing.
I'm going back to
I don't
my
either.
planet.
I'm more of a
I
shooter.
think I want to live on another planet. I just want to go to another planet until
So
this is
to
over.
answer your question, Manny, I think what we're doing here is to possibly get ready for that. We
Just preparing for it.
We have
We
an
are.
we have an essential service here. You know, we're sitting at dining tables right now during this podcast where people come and dine during the day. You know what? If they shut down dining, there'll be product on this table.
Are you
There'll
guys
be
overhearing from other contractors that are coming in? What are they? Are they concerned or what's the story?
We've had some canceled reservations.
I think
today.
2021 is going to be good.
I couldn't agree more.
I
think
agree with you.
I think we've
It's gonna-
learned our lesson. I think the smart ones are behaving. I think we're staying smart and staying safe, and we are realizing that this is still the norm for a little while.
But you can't control the materials. If you can't get materials to the job sites, if you can't get the
True.
inspectors closing
True.
off the job sites or even going to the next phase of every permit, you're not going to be able. We work with permits, so we're not those guys that can do a build. We can, but we don't choose not to. We choose to spend your money wisely and have it insured. So if God forbid something happens, you're protected. Most guys don't care. Like I remember when the COVID actually hit, a lot of my friends were saying, hey, what do you think of me, doing a cash deal with my homeowner? They want me to close it up, but the permits aren't closed. I said, don't trust the homeowner. They're not your family. They're not your friend. It's your business. It's your name on the go. Walk away. Just basically tell them, like, this is as far as I can go. I'll come back and finish the project. Let's, go 50-50 to this point. So you have your money's worth. I have my money for the work that I've done. We can separate from here. You can get a hack to come in and close up with no permit, or you can wait and you can bring me in. And my friends were having problems like that because so many projects were closed up illegally, and then drywall was being removed, tiles were being removed.
And that's such a great point, because if you look at some of the permitting issues, just stopped because the city stopped. And all the red tape that you had to go through to get a permit was crazy. That's what held me back. I'm like, oh my God, these guys aren't coming. Okay, well, let's work around the permit issue. Let's do things that we can do without a permit, right? Because there's certain things you can do without a permit.
Were you getting notices, though, from the permit building office where they were saying, listen, can you document it? Can you photograph it? Can you videotape it? Because at least we have it.
You know what? That was in the hands of Brandon
The GC.
and Jim and Mike. The
Because you had
GC,
to
and
move forward.
They did do that.
Yeah, you had to do that. That's the only way you can move forward.
But the city did, like I said, with the laneway suites, they did a really smart thing. and they're really cracking down on making sure that the buildings and the structures and the framing and all that is being taken care of, which for the new builds, like the new renovations, fire escapes, all the safety measures are put in place by the city, which I completely respect. Because if you look at areas of Parkdale and all these other places, your basement apartments, how are you getting out of there if there's a fire? It gets crazy.
No, you're right.
And
You're
I
totally
respect
right.
the fact that they go to these lengths to make sure that everything is safe for everybody living within a triplex, a fourplex, a fiveplex.
And I love fourplex, triplex. I talk about it all the time. So to the youngsters, I always tell them that your biggest investment being a contractor should be a real estate, like some kind of real estate.
100%.
And I always tell them fourplex, triplex, start with good, the
100%.
sixplex, 12plex, you know, do something with real estate. It will always be worth something as long as you have your money saved.
100%. And it's not just money, it's bank account, it's just not cash flow. So you have to look at it from an equity perspective, right? And I learned that, you know, thankfully from my father at such a young age. And I started saving for my triplex when I was 18.
Yes, I love those
So-
stories.
Right?
What's
like
that- what's that been, 5
18,
years now?
About 5 years ago. But when people say, "Oh, how can you do this? How can you do this? How can you,
You
do
made
this?"
some really great money in 5 years.
Oh, you guys can keep drinking.
It's not the booze.
Okay.
Might
But
be the
if you
food.
start, you know, at that young age, and I wish I could mentor somebody at that age to say, listen, the value is always going to be in the real estate. Like, I love Speducci. Don't get me wrong. I love my business. But everybody knows at the end of the day, the asset is still the real estate portion of
Yeah.
the business. If anything happens, we want to change this, we want to change the operation, we can do that within the four walls of the business. If anybody's young that's listening, get a triplex, get a duplex, live in the basement like a hermit.
Or just real
and
estate.
get them to
Just
pay the mortgage.
buy
and,
something.
And buy something that will create that cash flow.
Well, I love that you're saying this because I also mentioned this several times
Few
because I think
times.
it's so important. I have a couple friends that when they were 16, their fathers forced them to live at home, and they would take all their money and they would invest it. Back then, you could put zero down. They would buy property, and their fathers would help them maintain a renter. And 20 years went by. When they were ready to get married,
There you go.
Their now
There you go.
$40,000 investment is now $1.5 million.
Easy.
And they're getting married with no mortgage.
Yep.
And then he married, like say one of my friends marries another woman, and she has a house that's paid off. And now they have two houses worth 1.5, so now they're worth 3. And that's at the low end of it, right?
Somehow this podcast goes into Carlito's couples therapy or something. I don't know how it does, but it
Hey,
just does.
I love couples.
Actually, Rob, you never dove into the whole Thanksgiving. I think you just said you
Oh,
had
no,
you
yeah,
had
we
a
got
mangiacake
sidetracked.
one, you had a Italian
Mangiacake
one.
and a wop.
So,
Oh, sorry. Maybe I
oh, we're gonna get in trouble now. Oh man, Rosie, you heard that, right?
Yes.
I called it the wop box.
The WAP box. That's okay. That's okay. I'm the only Italian, so I'm not
So
offended
the
by
traditional, Gabe, our chef, makes he takes a turkey, completely debones it, rolls it with the stuffing in the middle. Easy to slice, easy to serve, completely cooked. Winter greens served. So the box is for 4 people. Winter greens, mashed potatoes,
Of course.
root vegetables, pumpkin pie, gravy.
Wow.
That's the traditional. For the Italian
That's
one,
not bad. That's
No.
not bad.
For the Italian one,
It's not bad. It's fantastic.
we have a.
What the hell are you talking about, dude?
The Italian one
Be
is
nice.
roast pork stuffed with apple and fennel. Our Sicilian salad.
Oh, is that a dangerous salad?
No,
It's a Sicilian
no.
salad.
Somebody's watched too many movies.
A sautéed rapini, roasted potatoes, a salumi board for 4.
Oh my
and
God.
tiramisu for 4.
When does this come out?
That's
And a
bit-
bottle of wine.
That's a bit better.
When does this start?
what do you mean? Thanksgiving's coming up in
I know,
a week.
but when do you guys start doing this?
Next week.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm coming back.
Yep.
I gotta ask the question. How much?
For 4 people, $185.
Wow, that's cheap. I go out with my wife. It's over 100 every time, mostly because
Hey.
of wine.
So that's actually a good dinner. Both
Maybe
of
if
them
we
are
get
good.
Carlito a drink, he'll shut up, eh?
No, he's warned me several times that I guess I'm allowed to drink. You're not.
Well, you know, my family roots are very like this is like spinach for Popeye, and
we just
you
shifted to
just
family
don't give it to me.
All right. What else do you want to talk about construction wise?
Oh, Damn, there's a whole bunch.
He's got, you realize that he writes down a lot of questions.
I would love
man.
to ask you, did you own the fourplex before you had renters, or did you have renters in a fourplex and then started to renovate? Or was it a single dwelling and then it was like your personal home and then you turned it into a fourplex? Or should I say fiveplex?
With the laneway, that's a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
So that was about 12 questions right there.
I know. What was the first?
Well, I just wanted to find out where we're starting from.
So I actually bought it as an investment property.
So single dwelling?
I was not actually even living in Canada. When
Wow.
I
Where are you
bought
from?
the house. Well, I'm from here. At the time, I was not living
Okay.
in Canada. So I had 3 renters at the time that I was managing from Colorado
Wow.
for about 2 years. And I had great renters, so there was no issues. And then I moved back, and then I obviously had to tell somebody, okay, you need to go because I need a place to live. And then from there, I started saving, and I saved to do this massive renovation.
5 years.
Long time.
So, Rosie, I got to ask you, where'd you get your budget from?
Where'd I get it from? What do you mean? Like from my head?
Renovation.
How did you know what things should cost?
Well, Brandon and Jim really helped me out with the kind of the line by line, kind of their wheelhouse.
And they're pretty close to that? Realistic?
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there was no real massive sticker shocks?
No, the only sticker shock, again, is the delay and not having the renters. And that's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault.
No, we love having people that are not necessarily directly related in the construction industry that basically we work for. Like, we work for you guys. But I always want to ask them directly, okay, where'd you guys get your numbers from? Because we know where we got our numbers from. We go to all of our suppliers and we figure out line by line what things cost.
But those numbers are different because we talk about this all the time. When I meet with you, I try to figure out, are you buying a Hyundai? Are you buying a Cadillac? Or are you buying a Ferrari?
And there's some fixed costs. Like there's certain things that's just what it costs. Permits, that's what it costs,
Yes.
right? Like there's no wiggle room there. It is what it is. There's, development fees, those are the cities, right? So all that came into play. But then, I know people in the industry and, I know kitchen people and I know flooring people and I know drywall people. And, so I started to kind of vet out those as well.
Now, that's kind of scary for me because I come from commercial, gone into residential back and forth, did a lot of high rise. I found that a lot of guys that did commercial weren't at the quality level that I like for my residential. So you having a restaurant and, being in the commercial industry, it kind of scares me that you may have brought some of those commercial guys into your home. But it sounds like you had a great ride so far. So that's fantastic to hear.
Honestly, I've no issues. Like I'm knock on wood every day. Though, like I said, I'm there 3 times a week, and I check on them, and they're moving. They're moving fast.
One thing I don't get to talk about on the show much because we do talk about the little things that we've talked about, but having you here and going through a renovation, what was it like to get rid of your renters, or what did you do with your renters, and did COVID kind of affect your renovation?
There's another
because it's so
right there.
interesting. It's just so interesting because you're going through something it's not just one homeowner, it's not just your house. Like most of the things we talk about, it's just a single homeowner having a problem. But you're now having renters. Did you get rid of them? Did you keep them?
So I made. So I had one girl that lived up on the top floor. Amazing, just salt of the earth. She was the first tenant that I interviewed. And I had like 30 people, and I already knew I didn't need to see anybody else, but I did my due diligence, and she was the first person that I'm like, okay, the apartment's yours. And she was great. Thankfully, she ended up getting married and kind of moved out, and she's like, the timing kind of works for me. So I'm out, don't worry about it, but I helped her move. I got her some guys.
Wow.
And I helped her, vacate the apartment. And the couple that I had on the first floor, moved to Hamilton. They couldn't find another place within the city. And they actually sent me an email saying, thank you for kicking us out because we now have a home in Hamilton with a backyard. Affordable. We're able to start our family.
Great.
And if you actually never kicked us out, we wouldn't have done. And they were I gave them, you're supposed to give 3 months or whatever. I literally gave them 6 months. And I'm like, if you guys need help, I know a lot of people, I'll help you. And they were looking, they just couldn't find anything, that amount of space for them. And they did want to start a family. So the apartment just didn't work for them in the long run anyways. And that was it.
Wow. I'm hearing horrible nightmare stories. So I live on a really fantastic road. I won't really say because I don't want people knowing where I live. But it's a very high-end street. And I found that one of the homeowners across the street had a tenant stuck in his renovation. They wouldn't move out, and they would not leave, and it was a nightmare
What do
story.
you mean stuck in his renovation?
Well, the couple wouldn't leave because they knew that if they left, they'd never get that deal again. And because they signed a deal with this gentleman, their contract kind of just, they didn't want to lose that. So they stayed there while the guy renovated around their unit.
Wow.
And it was just such a massive renovation because the houses are all huge there, and they stayed on there. So I was just kind of curious because for the people that are getting into triplexes, this is kind of a scary time for renting, people not making money, not having money, getting a check for I hate saying it, but $2,000 in my world a month, I don't know what I could do with that. That's nothing. It's like literally, I work really hard and I've put myself in a good opportunity in my life to be able to say that. That's from hard work. But for other people, I don't know how they can survive. And, having renters, I just wanted to find out if you had a struggle with that. So, but it doesn't sound like you did.
I did it because this is all pre-COVID.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
we started this renovation. But, my advice to anybody who's looking at renters and looking at tenants, do your homework. Honestly, do
And
your
what is
homework.
that?
And
What
go
is
with
homework?
Go with your gut feeling, because I've been a
Go with your
landlord
gut
before.
feeling, and I've had that property now for many years, and I, knock on wood, I've never had a problem with my tenants, and I say that because I've done my homework, and if there is a problem, then it's my fault that there's a problem. It's not a problem with the tenant; it's my fault for choosing that tenant into my home.
Can you
And
share?
it's my
Can you share
home.
some of those secrets? Like, what's your homework on getting a good tenant?
Well, you check their banking statements, you do the due diligence from a financial perspective, but then you meet them. Like, I let them know, like, I sit down with them, I have coffee with them. Like, who has coffee with their tenants?
No, you have
But
to.
you have to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in this home. Like, this is my home. This is not just a rental property. This is my home. Understand that you're living in a home. You're not living in a massive apartment building. So if we can, understand each other's boundaries and understand where each other's coming from, then you're going to have a little bit more of a, utopia world within, 3 apartments in one house.
So I already have my own place, but do you give away food? Because I might start renting
my
for the
goodness.
food.
Okay, can I tell them?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not a secret.
Well, the thing is, when I was a landlord, the moment they got wind that I knew how to build or fix anything,
100
Trouble.
calls.
yeah,
every day.
100 calls.
For sure.
I would
Yeah.
take care of every little thing, and
then-
it didn't bother me in the first little while,
Yeah.
but it bothered me eventually.
And the other thing too is being a landlord, you have to address the situation immediately. You can't just be like, oh, I got a message and the plumbing's
No,
not working.
you
You
can't.
need to be on it. You need to let your tenants know that, yeah, I know that there's a problem. I am on it. This is what I'm doing, and communicate back. Like, if it's a city problem, the water's done, okay, obviously you can't do anything about that. But if something happens within the building, you need to fix it.
you have to address it right away.
You have to address it. You need to fix it and move on, and let them know that you're doing that, and how long it's going to take.
I was hoping you had a nightmare story, but it didn't work out that
Why
way.
do you want nightmare stories?
Well, because you can learn so much from unfortunate people's mistakes. So I want to share that because there's so many young people. Like, I screwed up earlier on. The properties that I have had, I've sold. And if I would have kept them,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be here right now. I'd be in Costa Rica right now, or I'd be in Croatia in one
No,
of
you'd
like
be
7 or
working,
8
you'd be
houses
doing
that was given to me
something.
from
You'd
a
be
family
doing
member.
something.
You know, I'd be
Carlito in
I'd be
Costa Rica.
floating in the Adriatic.
That goes well. Eh?
Tune in this weekend on what happens on Carlito in Costa Rica. Oh man!
Volcano dipping.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Can't take us anywhere.
No. What else do we want to know about?
Well, you come from the catering business.
Yep.
And that must have changed large. Like one of my friends, he had a catering business, and we did a lot of horse shows and a lot of high-end catering, a lot of business meetings and so on.
Yep.
Like they would different tents and so. Is that all gone now?
I'm not going to say it's gone, but for catering companies that were doing events, that were doing large corporate events within offices, it's down to 10, 20
What's New Year's going to be like?
at home.
It's going to be at home.
Yep.
It is going to be at home.
Yep.
It's going to be appreciating the finer little things in your life.
100%.
That's what it's going to be about.
Yeah, we'll probably have the best New Year's
And
package. that you
I
can
was
take
just
home.
about to say that.
Yeah,
we probably
100.
will have the best.
Yeah, we will.
You'll communicate, you'll have great conversations, and you'll learn new things, and you'll probably inspire to do better things next year. And you'll go, you know what, 2020 was crap, but was it really crap? No. Maybe we learned new things about ourselves.
And we'll probably put the best salumi entertaining box together for you that you can take home while you're chatting about all this.
Yeah. That's what I think New Year's is going to be. I don't know. He's
I'm going to make sure my mother
listens.
listens to this one. They'll be over here. My dad will
How
be
does
like,
everybody listen to this anyway?
Where?
Yeah, how do we get this?
We can listen to it on iTunes, on Spotify, on Stitcher, on SoundCloud, on Google Home, Play Music. You can on 8 of them. YouTube. You can listen to a bunch of them on there. That's what it's interesting being out there. I handle all of it because Carlito is in Costa Rica.
I'm a prince.
It's 7:59 and 48 seconds. She's got 10 seconds left.
We know. You know what? Okay, tell you what. We've got one last segment to do.
Let's just go to 12 questions.
Yeah, you want to do it?
What?
12?
The
Is this like
12
fire?
questions.
No. Let's go to the 12 questions of construction.
Wait, no. Let me say it again before Manny starts. The 12 questions.
So we have these 12 questions, right? So I'll ask both of you guys. You guys can both answer, right? What is your favorite construction word?
Lunch.
Ooh, interesting. Like it.
Rosie?
I can't believe that fits there.
It does.
That's a phrase.
You know what? I get that a lot.
You know what? People share phrases. It works. What is your least favorite construction word?
Done.
Wow.
That's your least? Done?
We're going to need a permit for that.
Okay, fine. I'll do phrases now.
What turns you on in construction?
Completion.
Excellent.
Men in tool belts.
Ooh.
What turns you off in construction?
Not showing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
No, we can't do that.
Oh my God. It's so
What
true.
is your favorite curse word in a phrase? Or on its own?
Really?
Yes.
What's my favorite
Curse word. Your favorite curse word. We've had some.
There's only one.
No, there's several.
Oh, there's lots.
There's several.
I'll just say it. Mink, yeah.
What
And
is
that
that?
means
Research it while you're editing.
we're going to have to now.
You're going to do your 4-hour edit. You can do your research.
I am going to look it up.
Scratch
I
your
am going to
head.
look it up. What is your favorite car, vehicle, boat, whatever? His is a space shuttle.
Porsche.
Porsche. His is a Porsche.
Jeep.
Jeep. You're a Jeep.
I'm a Jeep girl.
What is your least favorite vehicle?
I said the Yugo.
Pony Hyundai.
I drove that. I had that car.
5-speed?
Was
Red.
it beige?
It was
beige?
red. It was red.
Beige and rust, huh? Rosie, what's yours?
My least. I'm not a flashy kind of girl car. So BMWs for me are not my favorite.
Okay.
Ooh, that sucks. I just sold my M5.
What construction sound or noise do you love?
A saw.
Any song?
Saw.
A hammer.
What construction sound or noise do you hate?
Hammer.
Saw.
I love it.
What profession other than
great.
your own would you like to attempt?
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Construction.
Really?
Carpentry.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you done any? Have you dabbled?
At home, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Have you been paid for it?
No.
Rosie?
Well, actually, I have satisfaction in my own home.
True.
Oh gosh. Oh, a sommelier maybe. You know, learn a little bit more about wine. I would do that if I had time.
That's
When I have time. When I make time.
And what profession would you not like to do?
Garbage man.
Tough job, man.
Garbage person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, garbage person.
Mind you, I've never seen a garbage female.
High,
no, but-
high-rise window washing.
Oh my
He
Oh,
God.
did you
to
see
do
those
that.
guys today?
He used to
They
do
fell.
that. No, what?
Yeah,
What?
They fell.
Right there. Look, it's right there on CP24.
I can't deal with heights.
I can't believe that we
So-
just
Yeah,
said that.
that's stage work, though.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. So for the listeners who are watching the latest news,
I hope he's okay.
And last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Tutto a posto, niente in ordine.
I almost got all of that.
That's very good.
And Rosie,
Oh, did you bring salami? I don't know. there's people waiting for you.
Okay, so that was a total. See, that was painless. Wasn't that painless? That was
Painless.
painless. So, guys, please check out Speducci. So at Speducci and also www.speducci.com. Rob at Speducci.com to order all your food and inquiries, everything. 416-242-2777. Rob, Rosie, thank you again.
Thank
Always
you
a
for
pleasure to see
having us. Thank
honestly.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Fun.
food, the wine,
Fun.
everything.
Very fun.
Thank you, guys.
I get to eat
All right,
now.
wait. Are you going to get us out of here? He always beats us out of here.
Nice.
We are leaving Speducci now in Toronto. Thanks, guys, so much. Rosie and Rob, thank you very much.
416 TO, baby.
Nice. Oh my God.